Welcome to YAP.
We're
New
changing
format.
it up.
Again for another day. So we can still start a funny story though, because
Yeah.
we got a funny story. Don't you think? I think it's funny.
The data or the whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Stan and I re-strategized our social media strategies, essentially, or realigned our social media strategies for the attention seeker.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent hours and hours and hours and hours in a room with the whiteboard, like mad scientists, figuring out, like what's our new thing? How are we going to attack this next milestone? And I launched the strategy yesterday.
If you haven't seen it, go to our Instagram, go to the Attention Seeker Instagram, and you'll see it. But I think what's more important is that I'd say it's a success so far.
Yep. It's considering Instagram is a slow grind of viewership. That was fast as hell.
So we had 67,000 views in like 12 hours. Well, maybe like 15 hours.
Yeah.
But even our biggest Instagram videos that have had like 5 million took like a week.
Yeah.
To even take off, like a couple of days just to take off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I don't know. So I did also try just boosting it by like being a collaborator. I'm not going to do that for every single one. It's just for the first lift.
Yeah.
And then we'll just see
how
what
much
happens.
of it was your audience.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell because it tells you.
Really?
Well,
it shouldn't be much, but I just
24% were non-followers.
But that wouldn't mean that they're my audience.
No, but I'm saying 76% of them were attention seekers audience.
Oh.
Because I can't see your stats, right? Surely I can't see collaborator stats.
Oh, okay. Let me have a try.
Unless it is.
Can I see the stats even though you posted it? I don't think so. Yeah, I can't even look at your...
Yeah, so I think the 76% of followers is my followers. Not our followers. Like as in attention seekers followers, not...
Right.
I think. I might be wrong. I mean, it'll be interesting if someone could tell us who watches this, but like... Yeah.
Right, 24% non-followers. Retention's pretty high.
The retention graph hasn't changed since the beginning. So like I'm want to wait a whole day and a bit for that retention graph to come out because it was like that from like after an hour when you first told me you'd post it.
Right.
It hasn't changed.
Right.
And so that's just unheard of for like every, like I think it was at 4,000 views. So the next 62,000 people did the exact same thing as the first 4,000. It's just not. But anyway.
Oh, no. So... I don't get it. Like 32,000 accounts reached, but 60,000 views. So what? People are watching it twice, minimum.
Potentially, yeah. But
That's interesting.
Yeah, that could be. That could also be. Maybe that's only the attention seekers' views. I don't know. I don't really get it.
Yeah, it's the number of unique accounts that have seen your reel at least once. Interesting. Yeah, that.
Yeah, and it's estimated too. It's also there's a delay in it. Anyway, those of you watching, go watch it. Joni gets wet. What? You do?
Yeah, and that was literally probably like what, at least 2 hours stuck in a room together figuring out.
Yeah, we knew. I think what's important is that we knew this trend is about to go. It's been spearheaded by the Can Girl.
Yeah.
But hers is the best marketing strategy ever account. But her one is just like an evolution of the Day X thing anyway. Mm. It's just a different evolution of it.
Yeah.
And we decided to do our own version, which somehow ended up being Joni getting wet.
I was disgusting with Laura yesterday.
Disgusting with her.
Disgusting, yes.
Yeah, okay.
This is a part of strategy again. You know how we're trying to do like what boss first employee TikTok, whatever. I was saying how I actually think it's better if, so we do bets on our accounts, right? Or known for it. If the bet, tell me if you think I'm wrong, because I'd like to be challenged. Should be me digging myself a hole. So the stake is for my detriment rather than me proposing a bet at your detriment, which is like my benefit.
I mean, we've done both successfully. So the rice strategy was for your benefit. That was, I mean, until today is still the best Instagram thing we've done. Getting a phone was for your benefit.
But like, I actually benefit. Like, I actually gain. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, if you think of what we, like, our ideas and stuff. Yes, those have been to my benefit, but I gain something.
So you want to be at risk, kind
you know? Or the opposite is that I put myself at risk when I lose. If I lose and I make that stake.
Yeah. No, I get it. I do get it. Like the tattoo one was one of you putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
But the rice one was one of you putting gain. So what I'm saying is that I think both work. I think that I don't think one's necessarily better than the other. We don't have the data to prove otherwise. We got the data to prove the opposite of what you think. That one isn't better than the other.
Interesting. Okay.
So I don't think you're wrong. I think that there's like, if we think about the tattoo one, for instance, that is still the most successful strategy we've run in terms of pure follow account. Not necessarily viewership, definitely not viewership, but pure follow account. It is. But I also think that comes hand in hand with the fact that we are already bigger. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Easier to take off.
It's easier to get 350,000 followers when you've already got 350,000 as opposed to when you've got 5,000.
Yeah. Like even this Instagram strategy right now, like it's got the viewership because however many,
because we've got 180,000 followers.
80% was our followers. So
yeah, exactly. So anyway,
interesting. Okay.
It's fun. We'll keep you updated on how it goes. We'll comment on it every day until we're rich.
Yeah, I do need to make some service content though, but we're getting there. Anyway.
Actually, for service content, we definitely need to check newsletter today.
Oh, clicks.
Yeah, see how many people.
I did see one person in the comments. This is one person where it was like, love this.
Yeah.
Subscribed, followed.
Yeah.
Like subscribe to the newsletter.
There was subscribed, followed, blah, blah, blah. And then someone else said, yeah, but have you subscribed to the newsletter? And then they're like, of course, blah, 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 you know.
Cute.
So that's quite good. So that conversation's already happening. All right. So we're actually not talking about what we've always talked about in this thing. The strategy's fine because that is a your attention please thing. This podcast was always meant to be about our newsletter, and we took it in a really interesting direction. But actually, the newsletter now, if you guys haven't subscribed, go subscribe, is actually, I'm really happy with where it's at the moment, and that it's articles based on like interesting marketing things that you can learn about and apply to your own business. Yeah. And today's one, well, the one that comes out the same day you're going to watch this tomorrow, is got a few interesting ones. The first one about this immersive Big Mac experience is an interesting thing for us to speak about at the moment, because we are talking about doing some out of home things as part of our refresh of our brand.
Yeah.
I don't know if this like immersive experience is that cool, except the fact that it's a Big Mac and the Big Mac's already got a massive brand.
Yeah.
Like I had a look at the link and stuff and it doesn't look that fun. Like I don't know if I'd go.
Yeah. Would you include things like AI generated content as an immersive experience? Like if you are viewing like a place that you know with an AI generated piece of content, brand made and all of that, would you count that as immersive? No, because immersive is like it has to be around you.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Sorry. Immersive, maybe. Experiential?
No.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I should be clearer there. We're talking about experiential marketing, not immersive marketing.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, it's an immersive experience.
Got it.
It's experiential
Yep,
marketing.
Sorry.
That needs clarification because I don't think I said it like that when I first said it. But like immersive experiences, what we're really trying to say here is experiential marketing. Experiential marketing is huge. Like heaps of people do it. Red Bull's like famous for it. Like heaps of people do experiential marketing. Like anytime you go to a mall and there's like those kiosks in the thing and they let you touch and play with their that's experiential marketing.
I have another question. Is events experimental? Like PR events and influencer events, that's also immersive?
I don't know if you'd call it immersive, but it's experiential.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's marketing through experiences.
Right.
So people go to something and see it, as opposed to marketing to someone in a newspaper ad or a social media post or a TV ad or whatever it might be. It's like, here's this thing, this like physical thing you can go to and experience it. And that's marketing.
Cool. Yeah.
And so I think experiential marketing is awesome. This particular one that we wrote about for this newsletter, I would never go. I love a Big Mac.
Do you remember anything that you would have gone to possibly?
Oh, I go to stuff all the time, right? Like events.
Outside of that, like is there like any walking down the street, something you like pop by to see at all?
Yeah, I mean, this sort of like pop-up stuff where it's like kind of crazy. I don't know. The reason is that like it would have to be. It would there has to just be something so cool about it that like there'd have to be free Big Macs. Which there might be, but
is that so cool about it?
Yeah, you know, like, but they're like a reason.
And stuff.
Nah, because like the Big Mac isn't actually that exciting.
Right.
I might not be the right demographic for this either, but I think for kids it'd be fun as shit.
Yep.
Like if I was like 9, I would love this.
Yep.
But at this age, I'm like, cool. Like, I think it's a cool idea. I don't think they shouldn't do it. That's not what I'm trying to say. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I just want to do it.
Yeah.
Personally, but also, like...
just this one specifically.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I'm right. Like, it's not something I would do.
Yeah.
Just personal choice.
Yeah.
But I love the concept of that, what they've done.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me like when did their pop-up in the mall, but they made it look like a dairy.
Who did?
Yeah,
clothing.
Oh, okay.
It's quite
Cool.
cute.
It's
like
nice.
they just made it look like a dairy, and they had the all like the dairy
Cool, cool,
signage and
cool.
everything, and then
In
you
the
go
middle of
in.
Sylvia Park.
Yeah, and then you go in and you can browse all their stuff, but
Cool,
it's like
cool,
all set
cool.
up like a dairy. So
Smart.
it's kinda,
I like that.
yeah.
It was like milk crates and everything.
Yeah, it was really
That's cool.
cute. Yeah.
That's cool.
And it was cool because it looked like a New Zealand dairy. It was just, I don't know, like nostalgic and everything in the middle of a mall that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, I think that sort of stuff's cool. Like, pop-ups are a good way to do experiential marketing. Gymshark's known for it. We had Gymshark. Before Gymshark was huge, I was trying to quote them for our pool deck at my old hotel to come and do the pop-up there, and we lost out to a warehouse, which in hindsight is probably more a line of their brand than especially at that
can
time
see it. Yeah, I can
than
see
what
it.
we are. But I didn't know who they were at the time. I hadn't even started watching like Steve Cook or anything at that time. That would have been like 2017, so it wasn't like it was.
That's not that long ago.
No, but I just wasn't. I didn't
Yeah, you
really
just
get
didn't know.
Gymshark at
Yeah.
the time. But they're very well known for pop-ups and doing it real
Yeah.
well. I don't know if they still do that a lot.
I'm
I
not
don't really
sure,
watch any of their
but, like,
creators anymore.
I'm not sure. They do. I mean, they do pop up event. It not like
As opposed to a store.
yeah, not store. They'll do because they have like their ambassadors.
Yeah.
They'll have an event based on the ambassador,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
everyone comes for them. I'm assuming. And then
Yeah,
it kind of
okay.
just-
Makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. I think that also experiential marketing stuff is like, there are the one that I really like is that motion sickness one that they did with the fire service.
The
And they-
cooking one.
The cooking one.
Yeah,
that was a cool one.
Very cool.
So if you haven't seen that, like what they did is they set up a home kitchen in the middle of Britomart, where around on the bars and nightclubs, and they filmed this like and Don't Drink and Fry
Yeah.
was the series. So what it meant is like, don't go out drinking, come home and cook using like fry pans or like
Yeah.
ovens, and instead like what's a cookbook you could do using a microwave and cold food.
Yeah.
And so they came up with like real dumb stuff, like fairy bread was one
Yeah.
of them, essentially, like just dumb stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
Things that you can cook at home that are still really tasty, but
Smart.
like
Yeah.
you don't have to fry. And they got drunk people to come on set and like
actually
make,
do it.
yeah, make the things.
Yeah.
That was real smart. Really cool series. The only issue I have with that is that I don't think they clipped it right for social.
I wish I had known that it was a pop-up. The thing is, like, the ads
Yeah.
for it on social, like, I couldn't tell. It just seemed like
just
a
seemed real.
set.
Yeah.
And then when I kind of looked into it, it's like, oh my gosh, that's funny. The fact that
Yeah.
it is.
I personally think that it failed as an effective marketing campaign, even though the idea was fucking awesome. Like, it's one of the coolest ideas I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But no one knew about it. Only marketing people knew about it. And even when you got served the ads, like, you're right. I didn't know that. Sorry. People didn't know that it was a it was a pop-up at Britomart.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known if I hadn't read about
There's
it.
no way to know.
No.
And there wasn't like a series of it. Like, it was just
No.
yeah.
And I didn't go looking to find out more. I just ended up stumbling upon something that was like, oh, like blah, 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 pop up, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it was a pop up. Cool. But
Yeah.
no one would have stopped on that article. Like, I probably just would have because, I don't know,
yeah.
something in the headline. But
Yeah.
I don't think.
Agreed. So anyway, immersive experiences. This article was like I don't know why Ness said this, but so was live experiential marketing just another marketing fad? It's never been a marketing fad. It's always been a thing.
Yeah.
In fact, experiential marketing was probably before all the other marketing,
That makes a lot of sense, right?
because you're probably at a market,
You'd have to show people
literally at a market.
you with your product, showing them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Cool. Have you read the next one?
I don't get it, and I'm assuming I would ask you a bunch of questions on
Okay.
what you think.
Why
it
don't you
means.
set the scene? then?
Because okay, so headline being Florist Bloom and Wild doesn't want new customers, so they're focusing solely on maintaining their connections with their existing customers rather than, acquiring new ones.
Yep.
And then they have these stats about the losses that they had over the year, blah, blah, blah. My question is why? Because I don't think it tells us why they've decided to do it. So I wonder what you think why they've decided to do that.
It doesn't tell us why they've
Yeah.
decided to do it, just that they have.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to think about why would you do this, is if you're suffering revenue loss, but you've got a really strong repeat customer base, what a lot of people don't realize is that like the 80-20 rule applies in business. Holy shit, I've really got a fucking thing. I just need a cough. It's just coffee oil dripping down my
Yep.
throat.
I can, yep.
What a lot of people don't know about like this situation when you get into business is that the 80-20 rule applies to everything. And look, 80-20 is just numbers, but it's like this split where majority of your revenue comes from a select few clients. And often when your business is doing well, those select few clients are like there's only a handful, like 20% of them produce 80% of the revenue, right?
Yep.
Okay. And if you know your numbers well and you have this really loyal client base who are just going to continue to buy from you for the foreseeable future, then what you can do is you can go, cool, well, this 20% of clientele takes 80% of our cost. So let's cut them. Let's like get, and because that 20% is all the new clients, right?
Yeah.
Coming on. But as you know, even in this business,
Yep.
that's the most expensive part of our business
Yep.
is onboarding a new client. Once they're running, easy. Like
But
so
getting
easy.
there is
It's so
actually
hard.
the hardest part. Like
The
everything.
first 6 months.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yep.
You're building trust. Like it's like dating before you fucking
Yeah.
get married, right? Like
Yeah.
you've got to put in the work.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, the only way this makes sense is that they know, hey, 80% of our clientele are pretty locked in, or whatever that number is. It might be
Yeah.
60, 70, whatever.
A majority or whatever.
Majority of it. And it costs us the minority to run.
Mm-hmm.
So by not taking on new clients, we can trim down a lot of our expenses because we're no longer no marketing expense, like no more marketing expense for a brand that's like experienced $100 million in losses.
I mean, that was a really big number.
It's £100 million pounds.
Jump from 2. Was it 2 or 20?
Yeah, so
The
they
previous year.
they had 20 mil in losses
The year
the year
before.
before. No, they had 100 million. But I'm not sure what those numbers don't make sense to me. That what that says to me is that we lost 20 million last year. Now we lost 100 million. Probably there's more problems here. I don't know, but they're massive. This business, so it would say to me that you shrink down your workforce. You focus on the key customers that you have. You essentially what you're doing is like, okay, I'm going to make sure this customer base is really looked after, get it working again, get back to profitability. Once I'm at profitability, now I can go and acquire new customers.
All right.
Right? Because now you've got like a place of strength. Whereas if you're coming at a place of loss, trying to acquire new customers, as you're cutting to maintain, like, because you can't just keep losing £100 million every year. You're just going to go under.
Then what does that like nurture of customer look like, right? Like outside of just the product, where else does it exist?
Oh, to like look after the loyal ones?
Yeah.
Oh, just customer intimacy. Like things
So-
like we do. Like, you know, if you're talking about this sort of stuff in a lot of florists, a lot of your business isn't Mother's Day. That's not it. Most of your business is like hotels or cities or
right, events and stuff, right?
people need big. Well, not even events. Like the events are like they're like the creme on the top. Like if you go to a 5-star hotel and there's flowers there,
It is
The hotel's gonna
supplied
do
by
it.
the right.
some of those contracts are like tens of thousands of dollars a month.
That makes sense.
Right. So
Yep.
you have 100 hotels and now you got $1 million a month just in those hotels.
Right.
You know?
Okay, that makes a lot
I
of
don't
sense.
know this situation, but florists make heaps of money. I know. I knew florists because I ran hotels.
Yeah.
And, whew, they do a lot. Like to the point where like it's not a florist, but King Plant Barn, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That was bought by Japanese billionaires, right?
I wouldn't know. But
So Japanese billionaires, like mega rich
yeah.
Japanese billionaire family, came over and bought King's Plant Barn as an investment thing and run it now because they know how.
Plants just sell.
I mean, we pay $900 a month for our plants,
That's true.
and that like they come in twice a month. Do a little water. We're tiny. We're a tiny business.
Yeah.
Imagine like, imagine
And that's not even flowers. Those are plants.
those are plants.
And the flowers are
The flowers have to
more-
go every
yeah.
week. They have to put more in, so it costs more, right? Imagine PwC, that building,
Damn.
all the flowers in there and plants.
Damn.
It's big money. It's big money. So stop acquiring new clients. Give better intimacy and client retention to the ones that you got.
Okay. that
Reduce
makes sense.
expenses. Do it. But also, as a marketing campaign, this is in the UK, obviously.
Yeah.
We're a little podcast in Greyland talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so smart. Such a smart
Cool.
marketing strategy.
Very
We're
cool.
we're a massive company that's obviously on a stock exchange. It's massive. This
Mhm.
is huge.
And now you just want to be a part of the customer base to
Exactly.
understand what it is that they're doing, right?
Because it creates that like exclusivity factor,
Yeah.
and you wanna be part of that 20%
Yeah. I do. I want to buy flowers now.
from there.
Yeah, specifically from them.
There is a in this article there is a real interesting they talk about, which was when you're small, and I don't think it applies to this business, but when you're small, being exclusive is not a good strategy because there's this weird phenomenon that the more loyalty grows as the more customers you get.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that and what's really hard about that is if you're small and you try to be exclusive, one, you don't have a lot of client base. So if you lose one, it's a big percentage of your total
Yep.
client base. But also that phenomenon doesn't kick in. And we know that to be true because like what happens, like let's say you're a small social media marketing agency and it's just you and you've got 5 clients. Your clients don't really feel that special because they're like, I've gone with the cheap option.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do a really good job, they're like, okay, well, I need more now. So I might go to a bigger agency or you better grow.
Yep.
But you can't grow because you're being exclusive
Yep.
and you don't have the revenue to grow.
Yep.
So then they start so there's like this loyalty's not there. They're like, cool, that was stage 1. You know, it's like starting with Henry.
Yeah.
And then you can't stay with Henry after 150K.
And pay your wages through like you can't. Like it's just
You
not,
can't,
like,
you got to go to 0.
Yeah.
And in 0, you can't be enterprise at 0. You got to go to SAP or one of those things. And which is fine. Like that's how those all carved out their own market. Yeah. That's not a good example of like business strategy because those guys did their thing right. But exclusivity is not a good strategy when you're small. Unless of course you're gonna try do like Supreme's thing.
Yeah. Hype and all of that. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But they can still have millions of customers, Supreme, even though they're smallish. They can still do exclusive route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Interesting fact about flowers, though, keeping them alive and like pretty. I tried this just to see if it was like fake. If you put a copper coin in the water, it keeps them like very upright and pretty.
Do you know what that might be? I don't know, actually. I don't know if you're telling the truth. But copper is very good antibacterial.
I think it's something like that.
Well, no, it is. So like copper surfaces. So, you know, there used to be a lot of like copper bench tops and stuff, like butchers and things, because bacteria can't grow on copper.
Smart.
Like it actually can't grow on copper.
Yeah.
And so it would be, you would do that. But the only reason we don't do it is too expensive.
Yeah.
It's a reason why like brass doorknobs and stuff.
Yeah.
They're more sanitary than stainless steel ones, and even better than like wooden ones and stuff like that. But yeah, copper's like
elite.
It is. It's like copper's like one of those like materials that's so good, but it's also very expensive.
Yeah,
like very expensive. I think it's like $10,000 a ton. $10 a kilo or something. We were looking at it the other day with
crazy.
Who was I looking at that with? Oh, Alistair.
Me and Alistair.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, last one before we go. We've got 2 minutes. Slime's back apparently. Did it ever go?
Crazy.
I didn't get this. I understand slime's a thing, but I didn't get the trend when it happened. I guess it just didn't show my.
It's
There was
back.
no tits, so wasn't on my For You.
It's back.
Was it on your For You?
Yeah.
Okay, wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Me, you're a child.
It's crazy though. Like so before
We should do it.
It was. I mean,
YouTube.
sure. Why not? It was like little contained experiments at first, and now they're literally pouring gallons of glue onto their like hardwood floors, put in the micellar water and stuff. And
What's
like,
the water stuff?
micellar water?
What's that?
It's this thing to take off makeup, but there must be something in it that
like an alcohol. Or
I don't know, something, yeah. And it's crazy, and people are just getting crazier and crazier. The other example in the newsletter is some girl doing it on her carpet and getting it all in the carpet
and stuck, because there's no way that would mix properly.
But like she did it on purpose. She knew.
Fuck, dumb bitch.
Because everyone talks about their parents being so mad they've got like slime in the carpet and blah 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 blah. So she knew that, and she's a big creator. She's not.
Okay.
She's not dumb. Yeah. But it just gave me the ick. That rug was like, it was fucked.
We should go buy a secondhand rug and then do it just to get the icks off people. All right. Go subscribe to Your Attention, please. If you've watched this and you aren't subscribed, I don't know how you found this in the first place, but if you aren't subscribed, go subscribe. Charlotte and the team did a way better job of explaining it than we did.
Yep.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Go make some slime. Bye.